Hi, I'm going to go over exactly what it is that we do to be successful here at Leads on Fire, all of our different techniques. There are three things that you got to get right. One is targeting, one is deliverability, and the other is engagement. We're going to go over all three one at a time, bearing in mind that this industry is constantly changing. That's why it's so important to work with experts who are aware of all the different changes that are happening to ensure that your campaigns continue to be successful. Starting off with targeting. So we use a variety of different services for this. We can actually look up email addresses for various companies, and we can be very, very targeted about it, very refined. So based on the industries, services, and sectors that you want to target, we can actually look up the job titles of the individuals. We can do it based on, executive level, presidents, owners, CEOs, operation managers, whatever it is that you'd like to target. We can target by company, we can target by industry, different services that they offer, even keywords and location. So we can target geographic areas, cities, regions, states, and countries. This is one technique. So we can use this to target individual email addresses. We can also pull company information from places like Google Maps and LinkedIn as well. The next step we have to take once we have our email list is we have to run it through a verification process. We need to make sure that these emails are still valid and still active, and that when we send them a message, it's not just going to bounce back to us, because that's going to impact the effectiveness of our campaign. So we run it through a verification process, and we get back a cleaned list of good active email addresses that we can then target. So now that we have a nice clean list of who our prospects are and who we're going to target, we now need to set up our email addresses where we're going to be sending the messages from. Okay, so the first step for that is we need to purchase several domains for ourselves and for your company. Now, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to do several variations of your company name in the domain name. We're going to set it up so that if anyone ever visits those domains, it's going to send them to your company as well. For each of the domains, we need to go into the DNS settings and set up DKIM, which helps verify that the emails were sent from an authorized source and helps with deliverability rates, as well as tracking, which helps us track open rates for the emails themselves. For each domain, we generally purchase only 2 email addresses. And the email addresses, we always use a person's name because it's more personalized. Use AI to warm up the newly created emails over the course of 3 weeks to a month. Basically, what's happening during that time is we are establishing the reputation of the emails in order that they may go to inboxes rather than being filtered out as spam. When setting up each individual email, we are going to limit it to about 25 emails a day and about 18 minutes apart each. And we set up a tracking link so we can keep track of the open rates on an individual email basis. Again, we are trying to ensure deliverability to the inbox and to evade any kind of filter. Once the warm-up phase is completed, we will test the emails and ensure that the email addresses are working properly and that delivery rate is high. Next up is writing compelling copy that's going to lead to a high engagement rate. This also ties into deliverability, however. We always need to make sure to run the copy through a spam checker to make sure that there are no words that are being written that will lead to us triggering a spam filter. So we always make sure to run it through a spam checker prior to implementing it in our campaigns. We have our copy written. We also make sure to use spin tags, which means variations on different words, okay? And again, we are trying to make sure that there are some differences amongst all the hundreds or thousands of messages that we're sending. We do not want to trigger a spam filter. Now, we are going to try and create a compelling email that the prospect is going to want to open up and read and in turn respond to. We also employ a split test. So we will have different messages being sent out, and depending on the success rate, which we can monitor using analytics, we will turn them on or off. And we engage in a drip sequence as well. So after X number of days, we will send them a follow-up message, and so on and so forth until the campaign finally reaches its conclusion. We also make sure to set a schedule that is in line with your business operations and who it is that you're going to be targeting, so that we are reaching them at appropriate times. We constantly monitor the campaigns and make adjustments to the different sequences of the messages that we're sending out to optimize for open rate and response rate. In conclusion, that's how we get the 3 things that are the most important here, from targeting to deliverability to engagement from your prospects. Targeting being we are going after the exact email addresses for the prospects that you want to work with. You're making sure that the emails are verified so we are not wasting any of our time. Second thing we're going after is ensuring deliverability so that the emails actually get read. We're doing everything we can to verify the email addresses that we use for you, to make sure that they have a high trust score so they make it to the inbox and they are not filtered out. Third thing is engagement. We want your prospects to actually open the emails, read the emails, and reply to them because they have compelling content in the subject line and in the email itself. Our number one goal is we want to put you in touch with your prospects so that you can grow your business. Get in touch with us today and we're more than happy to discuss your use case and see if we can help.